These came in, believe it or not, on Friday morning. So because I didn't want the problem we had last week and the previous couple of weeks regarding waiting for fish, I got the guys to freeze them down all day, and the last thing they did before they went home on Friday was take them out of the freezer and leave them in the fridge. So they've been in the fridge since Friday. So in all intents and purposes, they're not 100% fresh. They're not off, but they're not as fresh as we'd like them on the first thing on a Monday morning. However, it's the best way of doing this product today. So, quality wise, you can actually see where the eyes now have started to sink. Usually, when they're really fresh, the eyes are really bulbous. In the gill sack, you open the gill sack up, it's just starting to go pink, whereas if they're really fresh, that gill sack will be a ruby red colour. So what you can see, even though they're not off, they're far from off, but they're starting to degrade. Now if this was in a fridge, I'd have to use it today. I couldn't use it and leave it to tomorrow. Okay? So, as before, we're going to use all the bones and skin for our stock. So, Paige, how long does it take to make a fish stock?
About half an hour.
Yeah, about 20-25 minutes max. So what I've got on my stove is I've got a little pan of water. I've got a little bit of leek in there, some lemon, some salt, some peppercorns. All I've got to add to it is my fish bones and skin, which I'll do in a minute. So we're going to go down the backbone again. Remember the trouble some of you had last time. The backbone isn't a straight bone, remember it has a little curve to it, so it goes like that. Okay, so also remember, don't cut across, follow the shape of the head, so you've got one big fillet and one slightly smaller fillet. So I'm going to feel where the backbone is first of all, and then cut down. Take it around the side of the head. And then just using the tip of my knife, I'm just going to take off that first fillet and just gradually peel back as I do it. What I found on last week when you guys tried it, or the week before, was you're not using the tip of your knife. Then we've got that frill we're going to take off, so there's my first fillet. Remember I said don't worry about trimming it because we can do all that when we take the skin off in a minute. Get my bone again. So all I can feel underneath is that bone scraping along with my knife. Okay, now if you have like the problem I've got there, look, I took some bone off with me, not a problem. Just get your knife and then just trim that off. Right, I can go with my stock in a minute, so I still have 4 fillets there. fish bones into my boiling water now. One thing we don't want to do is what? Why? Well done, Tom. So we don't want to boil our stock, so I've just pulled it off the heat. Make a note of the time. What I'm going to add to that is literally my fillet. So remember, we release the fillet by just going along here with our finger, so we can just see where the skin is. We're not going to use the frill, and then we're going to take to the end of the fillet and just wiggle it. Now remember, these are quite small fillets, so what you're going to do, you're going to make, as we did before, 2 packages. We're going to use the big fillet and the small fillet. And the one thing I didn't say to you the other day, which I meant to, was we need to make sure that our fillets are the right way round. So the side that's nearest the skin, this side here, that's the side that's going to be covered with the fish musseline we're going to make with the salmon. We'll come to that in a minute when I come to rolling. See, I was getting the skin and I'm just wiggling the skin, trying to keep the knife more or less straight. That's what. Okay, so all I should have now are my 4 fillets which are there, and last bit of skin and bits of fish just go in to my stock for about another 15 minutes or so. Then I'm going to strain it, leave it to cool, we'll use that for our sauce a bit later.